Happy Thursday, folks. It is day 10, and if I'm being very honest, today I really did not feel like showing up. I am running off of like 3 hours of sleep. It's been a really long day. I've probably driven like most of the day. I had quite a few orders, and I'm tired. I also did not feel well most of the day as well, so that kind of sucked. So now it's the end of the day and I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do. I want to go to the gym and get a workout in, but also I kind of don't feel great. And I don't know if that's just because sometimes you don't feel great because you need a workout and then sometimes you just need to rest. So I need to just kind of figure out what I'm going to do. But I wanted to make sure that I showed up and I did this commitment. So even though I'm not feeling great, something I really do believe is when I'm feeling kind of in like a blah type mood is to find some spaces of gratitude. So let's talk about what went well today. I got up on time. I got up at 4. I went to bed at 1. So that's why I'm kind of running on 3 hours of sleep. And I got up at 4. I had a delivery that was a little over an hour and 15 minutes away on the way there. And I did that at 7:30, or I had to be there at 7:30. That's what time I arrived. And then because of traffic, it took an hour and 47 minutes to get back. And I rushed back because I had a meeting with the owner of the gym that I'll be training my clients at. And that meeting was at 10. So I was rushing to get there on time, but I did, which is great. The meeting went well. It was just a quick walkthrough, which is great. So I'm official. Technically, I could go work out there tonight if I wanted to. So if I feel better, maybe that's an option. Let's see what else. I had a delivery for one of my corporate clients. That's a repeat client, which we love. And I got lots of nice compliments as I was setting up their grays. So that's a win. That always feels nice. And then my last order of the day was right on time. I'm really, not much to say, honestly. I worked. And I know that probably sounds like, oh, you worked, you made boards. Probably doesn't sound like it's that exhausting, but it's surprisingly exhausting, but I'm really grateful for it. I feel like I accidentally became a full-time artist. I tell people that all the time. So it's cool. But today was a long, even though it's only like 8:30 or something like that. I guess I never know what time it is. I took my watch off. But I have some things I need to get done this weekend. I have orders. I have family obligations. I have laundry I need to finish. But I am feeling optimistic that this weekend I can kind of catch up on things that I feel like I've been behind on if I keep my energy focused and I'm intentional with my time. So I might even sit and just regroup tonight and figure out what exactly am I doing over the next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, next 3 days specifically that I want to set myself up for success for Monday. So kind of a pre-audit to my weekly audit. I know I've mentioned this in a previous vlog, but every week, so I do something called an audit. And when I say audit, like we all know what auditing is. Excuse me. Oh, my brain blanked. Yes, I do an audit at different times of the year. So every night I do kind of like a daily audit, which is just like a reflection, going over what my tasks of the day were and what I plan to get done and what did I get done, what didn't I, pull those things over to the next day or reassign them if that next day is not available for for that task. I kind of try to reflect on a daily basis, like what made this day successful, where were my areas of opportunity, how do I feel, and just keeping myself consistently aligned with the goals that I have in front of me. So that's just on a daily basis, so I don't miss anything, right? Like don't miss any meetings, I'm not late for any orders, things like that. Make sure I know what I have to do. And then I also plan out the next day by 30-minute increments. That works for me. I know for some people that might be a lot, but that works for me. And then I do it every night, every day. So on a weekly basis, though, I go through everything, and let's just say, Monday was a good day. I got everything done that I planned. Tuesday, I got one or two things behind, but I couldn't really push them until Thursday because Wednesday was a busy day for orders. And then, I go I went to the gym late, and then I, didn't get something done. So then at the end of the week, there might have been a few things that were shuffled around that I did not get to that I want to prioritize for the next week, or that I'm realizing there's a trend of it getting pushed or deprioritized. So I need to kind of dig into that, because sometimes the answer is not always just, okay, I'll reschedule it. If you're noticing a trend or a pattern, which is why auditing for me is so powerful and so important, because it allows me to be mindful of what I'm doing consistently and what I'm not doing consistently. So if I find that 4 weeks go by and the same task keeps getting pushed to the side, I need to figure out, A, is this even important? Or should I take this off of my list? B, if it is important, why am I not prioritizing doing it? At this point, that seems like procrastination. Is there an actual impediment, or is there something in the way? Maybe I have to save up for it and I haven't saved up for the financial expense, or maybe I'm waiting on a response from a client, or whatever the case may be. Is there an external factor that is affecting why this is getting pushed back? If so, okay, that's fine. Like, we'll just keep it on the list so that I know every week I'm checking in, checking up. Do I need to check in with that person? Do I need to follow up on paperwork? Whatever the case may be. If that's not the case, if that is not the only impediment for success, if there is something that I need to be doing and I'm not doing, then I'm now looking at procrastination, and I need to start asking myself questions of, why am I procrastinating this task? Yes, it does need to get rescheduled. Yes, we do need to figure out a process to make sure that it gets done, but also digging deeper. And this is what makes the audit process so powerful, is that you can learn things about yourself and grow exponentially from a daily, weekly, and quarterly position, right? Instead of just doing one reflection at the end of the year, or, when you do your yearly plan in like October or November or December, you aren't waiting for 12 months to go by before you're like, oh, I realize I'm procrastinating, or I realize that my actions aren't in alignment with what the goals are that I said I set out for myself. So I do that on a weekly basis. That's my Sunday audit. And then I also do that at the end of the month, which we are nearing. So I'll be doing a monthly audit. And then obviously I do it annually, but I also do it quarterly. And that's because I create my plan for the year. And then I also have like metrics and objectives of things that I initially plan to be on track with a specific quarter. So keeping track from a weekly basis, those quarterly goals are broken down into weekly goals, and then I can create timelines of things that I need to get done, because Rome isn't built in a day, right? We talked about this yesterday. Things take time, so I like to plan out to make sure that I am on the timeline to achieve my goal in the time frame that I have laid out. Now, life happens, that's fine. Sometimes timelines have to shift and move, but it gives me a blueprint that I can work with should things change. But it also allows me to know exactly what I need to do to get back on track. So that's the quarterly audit. And then all of that information at the end of the year gets reflected on. I kind of see how I improved, what I did and did not achieve, have my goals shifted, have my priorities changed. And it just gives me an opportunity to really look at my behaviors, my goals, where I'm trending towards from a business perspective, from a personal perspective. And it gives me more control on how those things play out, because I'm putting my awareness and my priority and checking on making sure that everything is in alignment. So I'm not really sure how I got to the audit, but if that's something that you guys would be interested in, a couple of years ago, I actually made a workbook of the audits, and it breaks down like checking in on your mental health. If you're in school, I have a health audit, a home audit for like chores that you have to do around the house, personal, your business. And it's just a questionnaire of things that you can go through. It's a questionnaire that you can go through on a weekly basis and ask yourself, am I in alignment with the things that I've set out to do? Am I getting it done? If not, why? Is it something? Is it someone else? Is there someone or somewhere, something else that is hindering my success? And if so, do I need to remove myself from those environments? There's so much you can learn when you ask questions and you look at it with an open mind and not with shame and are honest with yourself. A lot of these things that I say require a deep level of honesty with yourself. And I find that being kind to yourself and not being mean helps being honest with yourself a lot easier. Yeah, so if you would like me to share the audits, I'm happy to do so, like as a free resource. I can go back through them and just make sure they're updated and upload that and add a link. If so, because it's my favorite emoji, drop some emojis, brain emojis down in the chat, because yeah, I feel like that's my, at least for this 90-day, that's going to be my emoji. So tap in with the brain emoji. And I'm going to do the very YouTuber thing of asking you guys to subscribe. So if you're new to my channel or if you're not new and you haven't subscribed yet, please tap here. I haven't put it in yet. Here to subscribe to my channel. And I would really appreciate it. If you don't want to, that's cool too. I'll see you on the algorithm or on Instagram or in the gym. I hope you guys are having a really great week. And if there's something you want me to chat about, let me know. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Bye. Oh, that was more than 3 minutes. Proud of me.